Well, I um, we found the cure for insomnia. That's it's just so they remade Jacob's Ladder, that 1990s movie that starring Tim Robbins, and I thought it's a pretty good movie. I saw it maybe a year or two ago, and the story's really captivating. The visuals are really interesting. It's not a bad movie. I really like it. I would recommend it. I'd give it like a 6 or a 7 out of 10. I think it's a pretty good movie. It's not like one of my favorite movies of all time, but yeah, it's a really cool movie, interesting concept. So they decided to remake it, and the remake was directed by David M. Rosenthal, and it stars Michael Ealy. And I I hate this movie so much. It took me 3 days to watch the movie, and it's not even 90 minutes long. It's not even an hour and a half long, and it is just so boring. It's the most wooden movie that. It's just one of the worst remakes I think I've ever seen. First of all, nothing about this movie is really reminiscent of the 90s version, of the good version. It's like if they had titled this movie something else and I watched it, I wouldn't have even really made the connection that they were the same movie. It's just totally nothing. It's the most weird remake of all time, I think. And maybe they used a couple of the visuals, I guess, from the original. They kind of recreated them, but they look really bland and weird and lifeless. And that's a really good way to describe this movie. It was lifeless. It was weird. It was edited so strangely, too. I couldn't even tell what they wanted to convey. And the performances were wooden. I don't even know what to say about it. It stars Michael Ealy, and the thing about Michael Ealy is I don't know if he's necessarily like a terrible actor, but he's been in two really awful movies in 2019. This one, and also the movie The Intruder, which oddly enough, those two movies were interestingly similar because A, they both had Michael Ealy, but also they ended with like really like hardcore like rap metal music for some reason, and it was totally unnecessary, especially in this movie where this movie tried to have a message about, I guess, veterans, but when the movie ends, it ends on this really like sad note, or well, it tried to be sad. It's not effective at being sad. This movie is not effective at anything. Let me just put that out there right now. But it tries to end with this really sad and effective note, and then all of a sudden, this rap metal song just kicks in, and it's just almost like it wanted to be like an action movie when the credits started rolling. I don't know. This is a terrible movie, and I don't understand how it could have failed so colossally. I don't think anybody cared about this. I really don't think the actors cared, the director cared, anybody. This was just awful. I don't even have the words to explain how boring this movie was. I don't even know why I even finished watching it. I just don't like finish. I just don't even like leaving movies unfinished in the Netflix queue thing. And yeah, this movie's on Netflix, but don't go out and watch it. It's not even funny. That's how bad it is. There's nothing to even laugh at. It's horrible. I could barely even follow the plot, and I've seen the original movie. I don't think anybody cared about the plot either because it doesn't make any sense. I really hate this movie so much. It's just terrible. And I just don't understand why it even exists. It doesn't need to exist. It's stupid. It gives away like what it's going to be about within the first 5 minutes, and that doesn't even matter. That's like the first 5 minutes of this movie are so inconsequential. It's like if that hadn't have been in there, it wouldn't have changed anything. It might have made the storyline of the movie, the message, a little bit more of a mystery that you kind of had to figure out. It might have made the movie more intriguing. It wouldn't have made the movie better, but it would have been something. It would have been 5 less minutes of this movie that I would have had to watch because it would have just been worth to have those 5 minutes back. This movie is so bad. I don't understand. I don't understand how the original movie is good. The original movie has a good message. The themes it explores are really, really rich, really interesting. It's thematically interesting, and like I said, it's not a perfect movie. Maybe I'll rewatch it one day and give a review of that because I remember really enjoying it the first time I watched it. Like I said, not perfect, but I really enjoyed it. And the themes were really interesting. Its overall presentation was really great, and this movie is just so lackluster on every single. It just fails at everything it tries to do. Nothing about it works. The only thing maybe that's good about it is there's one scene where a character is looking in the mirror and you can't see the cameraman over his shoulder, and that is me just reaching for one possible amount of competence in this thing, because it is awful. And yes, it's a 1 out of 10. It is terrible. Don't watch it. It's a waste of time. It's not even an hour and a half long, and it feels like it feels like it's longer than like Gandhi or something like that. And Gandhi doesn't even feel like it's that long in my opinion. But I hate this movie. I will never watch this movie again. I don't even know what else to say about it. It's a 1 out of 10. Don't watch it. I really don't. I don't care. I don't care about this movie. Nobody who made this movie cared about this movie. I don't think anybody's watched this movie. It's nothing. It's nothing. And you know what? I'll see you later. Bye.